Hi, it's Will from StormTheCastle.com, and this is episode 5 of my series of videos I call Medieval America. And in this video, we look at 2.5 castles. One in Windham, New Hampshire, one in Methuen, Massachusetts, and then we go out west in Massachusetts to Great Barrington, Massachusetts. A fun video, and I said 2.5 castles, and I'll explain more. But I just want to say thank you for watching this video. If you're a subscriber, thanks for subscribing. If not, hit that button. Always fun and interesting videos of all different types. So there we go. There's the list. There's what we got so far as I make my way west across America. So let's take a look at these 2.5 castles. And they are built by someone called Edward Francis Searles. He lived from 1841 to 1920. He was an interesting guy. He had a few different jobs over the course of his life, but he came into his money by marrying into it. He married a wealthy widow of a railroad magnate. So, and then she passed away, and he had all the money. So let's we're going to take a look more, and I'll talk a little bit more about Searles and his castles. But the first thing we do is we head off to Windham, New Hampshire, for what could be called is his masterpiece of castle building. You know, he did a lot of building, including, I believe, 5 churches. He did a lot of manor houses, and he erected statues and walls, and you know, he had a lot of money, and he loved to spend it on architecture and stuff like that. So we're in New Hampshire, and at the Searles Castle. And now it is privately owned, and they do events in it, like weddings. It's very popular for weddings, and I can see why it's a beautiful castle. Now, I couldn't go inside because it's privately held, but I did talk to some people, and they allow people to go around and take pictures of the outside. So that's what I did. I took pictures of the outside. See it? And isn't that beautiful? It's really, really something. It actually is a copy of a castle called Stanton Harcourt Castle, and it's in 1/4 scale of that medieval Tudor house in Oxfordshire, England. And he was very meticulous about that, and that's what he wanted. And you know, this is an interesting thing because if you look at it, it's composed of granite, field stones, and dark red sandstone. And the contrast is really, really quite wonderful. Beautiful castle. I was glad to get to it. And one of the big things about this castle is the concentric rings. Concentric circles were a big thing for castles. It offered layers of protection, and here I'll show you here if you can see we have this outer wall here closest to us, and then you can see there is right in the middle of the picture there's a square tower, small square tower, right? And that's a wall. And then behind it you can see there's another square tower behind that one with another wall. So what we're looking at here is 3 circles, although this wall closest to us is very small, but of protection. That's a common castle building thing, and this castle is just beautiful. I have a link to their website if you want to book an event or a wedding there. So let's move on to Massachusetts, and we're going to go to an interesting place, a city called Methuen. And you know, he grew up there. Searles grew up there, and he rebuilt his childhood home. He added extensions to it, made it into a manor. He did a lot of building in this city, and him and 2 other wealthy industrialists, they had like a thing going on. But I wanted to show you here some of the stonework in the city. Well, look at this, and here's something important because we're going to cover this more later on when I do some more castle building stuff. But look, notice the tower, and then notice the wall, and notice how they're of 2 different stones. See it? See, we'll talk more about that, but see how that stonework is built that way for the wall, and this stonework is built that way for the tower. That's important. There's a lot to that, and there's so much beautiful stonework in Methuen, Mass. If you're a fan of castles, but here's another look. See that beautiful tower? Isn't that just gorgeous? And notice the difference in the stonework. So you know, just roaming around Methuen, I was looking for a castle because I thought there was a Searles castle there, and there isn't. But look at this, isn't that gorgeous? Just, you know, very European. And here's another one. Look at this round tower, and look how the stones are carved and curved. It's just gorgeous stonework. I love it. You know, it's really nice. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, there was a castle, kind of a castle, a French chateau style castle in Methuen. That's the one I was thinking of. It was by a gentleman named Tenney, and it was called Greycourt. So that's what I was thinking of. And I think, look at this. Here's a little bit more stonework. And notice the field stone work, and then right around the doors, the doorway, the work was different. But look here. Now we'll take a look at one section here of the wall that's just got multiple stonework to it. See? There's different layers. So that's important. I'm going to cover more of this castle building stuff later on because, as you might know or you might not know, I'm going to build a castle. It's a bold statement, but that's my goal, and this trip around America is part of my raising money and looking for it. So all of that beautiful stonework in Methuen, and this point here on the top of a hill is called Tenney's Greycourt. This is the remains of Greycourt Castle, and built by Charles Tenney, and it burned down in 1978. And the only thing left of it is the gatehouse here, which is built in a different style. It's built in a Queen Anne style. The actual castle was modeled after a Romanesque style with large towers. But let's head on west to a magnificent castle in Great Barrington, Massachusetts. And upon first looking at this one, I was shocked because doesn't it seem to me, I'm talking a little bit there in the video, but we'll tolerate that, I guess. I didn't go on the grounds. They have a sign posted that says, please no guests without an invitation, so I can respect that. But I did take some video and some pictures from a distance, from the street, from different angles. I drove around trying to get some good shots of this beautiful castle. But to me, it speaks to Harry Potter, and some of the other, you'll see, some of it is really very Harry Potter, but it's beautiful grounds, a beautiful castle. And let me tell you a little bit about it. It's in Great Barrington, Massachusetts, and it's built of blue dolomite. It has 40 rooms and 180 feet of frontage. It's with 7 towers, and the library is finished in walnut. And it also has something called the Windsor Room, where the doors were brought from Windsor Castle in England. Isn't that amazing? Just these, Searles traveled back and forth to Europe many, many times. He loved Europe, and we would go over there to find to find things that he wanted to buy for his castles. And but look at that. It's just, I love this castle. There we go. Here's another clear view. But isn't that something? One of the best I've seen so far. But so let me say a couple of things. I'm going to give you some pictures. Some really nice pictures of this castle, but let me say I actually am several weeks behind. There's a lag between when I visit places and when I actually post videos. So I've already seen, I think the count is 10 castles, more meaderies, more blacksmiths. And so that stuff is all coming. It's just going to take me some time to get it, and plus for privacy reasons I don't want people to know exactly where I'm at. But if you'd like to follow along, subscribe to my channel here and follow along on my trek across America from east to west, covering a lot of different things for the complete summer of 2018, maybe more depending. There's a beautiful picture. As I seek out castles, stonemasons, blacksmiths, mead makers, and all sorts of medieval things. I went to the Metropolitan Museum in New York, and that was astonishing. And of course the cloisters. The list is very long. I've already done a lot of stuff. But I could use your help. Share this stuff with your friends. If you like this kind of a thing, leave a comment. If you have a question, leave a question. If you have some expertise with this, contact me. I'd love to, get some help. I could use somebody to do some research for me. I could use somebody to do some the closed captions for the videos. I don't know if you would like to get extra information and extra stuff. I do regular videos from my motel and hotel rooms for my patrons. If you want to volunteer and donate a specific amount every month, it could be as little as $1, then you can get access to those specific videos that I post where I sit in my hotel room and I talk to my patrons. So that's it. We're on our way. We got a lot more stuff going. We're leaving Massachusetts and we're heading into New York City. Going to be a lot of fun. There is so much stuff. We do the St. Lawrence River up north. I adventure into Canada. We do the Hudson River that goes from north to south, and of course there's castles all along the ways. Waterways were great places for castles. So stay tuned. I've done all these castles. I'm just going to do the videos.